The camaraderie amongst comics is almost instant because you're in the trenches with a lot. Like you're talking about that the Grizzly Pair, like
right.
We're all misfits. So
100%.
Are you starting to bond with anybody? Are you hanging out?
Yeah. Well, I think people, and I felt the same because I had a little clout in Chicago doing comedy, and it's like, when you first meet someone, like I'm not going to talk to you, but like if I see you working and developing and then going and like showing up every day, then I go, all right, this guy's got something to offer. Right. You know what I mean? Or this is a guy that I can bond with in the trenches, so to speak. I love the phrase, the trenches, because that's what it is. You're right. I always compare like an open mic to like One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. You know what I mean? Like, because you're like, oh, I think this guy is crazy for doing this, but I'm right next to him.
Right,
so like we're all crazy. Yeah, it's a little bit of that.
Have you come across a guy named Mario Bosco?
Is that like the small, like, I fuck you. Yeah. He's met me in nice
How
guy.
much does he scare you? How much?
Yeah, just go with guy.
Yeah, I'm gonna go guy. I'm a real so funny.
boy.
Right. So yes, scares a little bit, but also he came up to me and he found out I was from Chicago, and he goes, listen, I believe in doing business fast and quick. All right, you give me the contact for Chicago, and I'll get in the zany. And I gave it. I'm like, this guy's shaking me down.
I want to know all your connections.
Super nice guy. Love you, Mario. You seem like a nice dude.
Yeah.
But like,
you meet someone. Right, exactly. You meet someone, you're like, hey, how you doing? He's like, I believe in doing business fast and true.
With his bow tie, his little outfit.
With the bow tie.
Listen, fuck, okay, come on.
Yeah, he looks like he's gonna do one of these.
Dude, we want to start a GoFundMe where we can get pictures.
Have you had him on here?
Oh yeah,
he used to be here all the time.
Yeah. I just seen him walking in the village earlier. I don't know what he
just walks around.
Singing
asking
songs.
people, I say, who do you know?
Yeah.
Every
Get me on somewhere.
Well, there's got to be. I mean, I don't. There's a thing going on. You're right. It's like.
What?
It's like
he has an act. Yeah. It's
Yeah.
But he's doing well on Instagram and TikTok.
Yes.
I think that's his
great
his
presence.
Niche. Yeah.
Well, I was just talking with Nicky Smix because he falls into that category a little bit. He's doing stand up, and I commend him for that. But like, there's so many of these guys that are like these like Goomba TikTok people that like there's such a demand for, or they get so popular and they all help each other. It's like a TikTok mafia, but they're all like, when your mother makes the sauce, but she calls it gravy, and then it's like, and then they do like a skit, and then everyone's like,
No, I'll be serious for a minute because Nicky,
Nicky's great.
He's different because he got. He gained some momentum on social media, then did stand-up, and it was a little bit of a rough go for him when he first.
Yes.
But he stuck with it and kept honing that craft, and he's good at it now.
Yeah, he still is.
So I give him a lot of credit for that.
100%. Yeah, he had some great shows the past couple of days, and I met him in Chicago, and like same thing. I was like, some random Italian man was like, "Oh, you do comedy? You know this Nicky Smiggs?" He's like, "I'll put you in connection." So we did like his first show.
Really
we did
fast.
It together. It was fun.
Yeah. That's
great.
But
yeah, they but I always find myself so, because I was talking to him about it, like I find myself very Italian, but I want like a unique approach to it. You know what I mean? Like when I'm on stage and I talk about it, I don't want to be the guy that's like, oh, the sauce is, it got to be this, and then the meatballs this. It's like that's not my experience as an Italian American, a millennial. You know what I'm saying? Like there's a different. That's funny to me that those guys are pretending that they're in the mafia.
Right. Well, look at how Ray Romano does it.
Yes, Ray Romano.
He's never thought of as the Italian comedian, but he's an Italian comedian. He exudes Italian. He talks with his stories are Italian.
Right. I mean, obviously Sebastian was a huge influence for me, and when I started, I think art form, you start mimicking someone that you really admire. Absolutely. So if you look at video, I mean, even now, but like you look at videos of me when I first started it, I'm going, and then the guy's in the, he's jumping around and I'm talking like that, and everyone's going, and like my dad would be like, what the fuck are you doing up there? Like,
like company's at the door.
Yeah, right. Everything had to be,
Right.
But now that's part of my sort of journey out here to New York is like, well, a lot, even in the past couple of years, a lot of my stuff has been like, oh, my dad's crazy, my mom's crazy, my family's crazy. It's like, well, what about, I believe these things too. Like, how do I, it's more intriguing to state an opinion and defend it, on your own ground rather than, I would deflect it. I'd be like, my dad thinks those guys are nuts. Isn't he crazy? And they're crazy. Like, but that's not the same, you know?
Right. Family dynamics always
family plays. Yeah. And I never want to take that away, but I think I would use it almost as a crutch. I'd be like, I would just put an opinion that I had and put it on my dad.
Right.
And be like,
Right.
Crazy.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's more interesting, I think, to watch dynamically on stage a guy being like, this is what I believe, and you might not agree with it, but bing, bang, boom, boom.
Right.
You know,
right.
Now you're like a defense attorney. You know,
And now you're laughing.
Yeah, and now look what we've done. I've convinced you, because laughter is agreement, right? When the whole room laughs.
Absolutely.
So I hope I'm doing okay for where James, will have me back and likes me, because this seems like a great room to practice and develop. But awesome. I'm definitely in sort of a what's the word? Transitional period in like what my voice and what I want to be. It's like in my life has been flipped up. I was living with my parents in the suburbs in the basement. Right. Now I live in Manhattan with 2 frat bro roommates.
This sounds like a less interesting Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Right, yeah.
Kind of setup.
I was gangbanging.
Like this is actually what happened. He just punched it up.
Yeah, right. You're very much right. No, mine's in reverse.
Yeah,
now I'm in the city.
Right.
I wasn't.
That's why I said it's like this is so white.
Now I'm getting picked on.
Nobody wants to hear this.
Now, as a matter of fact, it's the complete. You know why it's the opposite? Because in the Fresh Prince, he's getting picked on the basketball court, and then he goes to Bel-Air. Right. I was in Bel-Air. Now I'm getting picked on at the basketball court. Now the black kids in Tompkins Square being like, "What the fuck them shoes, man?"
Let me tell you how my life got flipped, turned upside down.
100%.